us the honor to present and to give you the Centennial Medal of Raoul Wallenberg. All of them, they were orphans.
They were orphans?
No. No.
They left their families.
They left the families.
They became orphans.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think any of them saw their children again. Because they became orphans.
And their parents want them to leave?
Well, very mixed feelings.
Of course.
Of course, yes. Of course.
Very mixed feelings.
Yeah.
On balance, of course, they did. But there were terrible scenes at the station where the mothers couldn't make up their mind whether the children should go or not.
It happened that some of the parents, after the war, they could be in position to recapture their children.
Oh, yes.
Yes?
But of course, most of them were dead.
I know that it happened that some of them survived.
Oh, yes, if they survived. I mean, the children weren't adopted by the families. They only gave them help during the war.
Yeah.
I mean, at the time there was no war.
No, in
So
48 though.
it was all very problematical.
Yeah. Interesting. Very interesting.
Some parents survived.
I think a few did not.
A few,
many.
okay.
Yes.
Did they come here after the war?
I think it was 50-50. Some came here to join their children. Some of the children went back to join their parents. But there was no single movement. There was no incentive from them to go either way, really.
So the children were adopted for 4 or 5 years, during the war?
No, the one thing they couldn't be was adopted. They were looked after, but they weren't adopted
I understand.
because their parents were still alive. I think a few at the end of the war, when they heard that their family had been killed, then some of them were adopted.
Have you been in touch with the children? The children are married and they had children, no?
I'm in touch with the children's grandchildren.
Grandchildren. One. Fantastic.
You are a very big grandfather.
So we congratulate you. You had such a daughter.
Yes, that was clever, wasn't it?
It was clever, wasn't it?
I think the key to what I did was that I happened to be in a position where I think I and my friends knew more about what was happening in Germany than Chamberlain and the Parliament did. My parents were German and my parents were Jewish, and we were already rescuing people from Germany. So when I went to abroad, I knew exactly what was happening, whereas lots of people in this country still didn't believe it could be possibly true. So I had an advantage over the other people. But relative to the magnitude of what happened afterwards, it was nice to have helped some people, but it was not a very great thing in the whole picture of the war and what happened later. Well, they've expanded since then. I think there were about nearly 700, I think. Yes. I've got all the papers at home in detail, but not up here. I know a lot of what became, quite a number, Some have done very well. Some I play bridge with. Some are unfortunately already in old people's homes because they're in their 80s. But a lot of them have done very well. And the whole family now is about 7,000. So they've done quite well for themselves. I'm afraid you're not going to like what I'm going to say. I feel very pessimistic. I feel, considering everything that's going on and the lessons that the world should have learned, they've learned very little from it. We've lived through 100 years of the greatest inventiveness that mankind has ever known, and now we're in the most dangerous and critical position than the world's ever been in. We've done all these wonderful inventions, and yet the world's in turmoil. I don't know what's gone wrong. Your generation must know more about it than I do. It's not a very happy situation at the moment, but it's a question of how one leads one's life. I mean, there are so many people who go to so many different churches, and I know a lot of them, and I can ask them, do you do this or do you do that? But very few people I know really believe in a God. And yet they go to church, they go to synagogue and all these other places. But there is something that could unite everybody, and that's the fundamental ethics that exist. If people lived, forget it, for the moment, their idea of religion, and lived by the fundamental ethics of goodness, kindness, decency, love, honor, the world would be a different place. But everybody nowadays is, I don't know what it is. You must know more than I do why it is. Everybody's so greedy. Everybody's dishonest. But the opportunity still exists, but we'll have to be quick because things are in trouble at the moment. Yes. And all these terrible things are happening where civilization started. It should be possible if people lived an ethical life. I mean, if people forgot for a moment about the church, whether they're religious or not, it doesn't really matter. That's their own personal things. But what must be fundamental to all people who go to church are the fundamental ethics that exist. Goodness, kindness, decency, love, honor, truthfulness. Now, if people just believed in the ethics, two words, ethics and compromise. But it doesn't exist. You must tell me why it doesn't exist. Why doesn't it exist? Why are people so greedy? Why are people so dishonest today?
It's fantastic. Well,
I'm not used to this.
in any case, you are fantastic, and we are. It's an honor for us, to have you, and we hope to see you again in the near future.
It depends how you call what you call near.
3, 4 years is okay?
What?
3 or 4 years.
That's not near from here, man.
I'm joking.
That's far distant.
Yeah. Wonderful, wonderful.